Even though we did this in class, let's talk about sex cell development in males. The structure of the sperm I will show you now. This is figure 1, human sperm cell. An entry capsule is found on the head of the sperm cell. The capsule is packed with chemicals that allow the head of the sperm cell to enter the egg. Energy-producing organelles, the mitochondria, are located in the body, next to the flagellum. That's the little battery pack. Remember, it only gets one tank of gas, only one shot at this. And there are millions of them, and they're very tiny, like little grains of sand next to a giant boulder. A whip-like tail called the flagellum propels the sperm cell. That's what the mitochondria are used for. That's how it actually moves. And it's quite a long trip if you take into account the size of the women's reproductive system and the small size of the sperm cell. The sperm, as you saw in figure 1, is well designed for its purpose. Built for motion, the sperm cell is streamlined. The sperm cell carries little excess weight. A small amount of cytoplasm surrounds the nucleus. Although reduced cytoplasm is beneficial for a cell that must move, it also presents a problem. Limited cytoplasm means limited energy reserve. Sperm production and development. The testis, which is singular, plural testes, is the primary reproductive organ of male mammals. It is responsible for producing and nourishing sperm as they mature. The insides of the testes are filled with tiny, twisting tubes. These seminiferous tubules are lined with reproductive cells that produce sex cells by meiosis. In figure 2, let's look at that now. This is figure 2. Male sex cells are produced in the testes. That's plural, testes. So here you have the epididymis, which is kind of on the top side of the testes. And then you have a cutaway, cross-section, and you can see the epididymis and the seminiferous tubules that, remember, if you took them apart, and there are several of them in there, in each testis, it would be about 70 centimeters. Then you have the vas deferens, which transports the sperm. You have the maturing sperm, and the support cells nourish the sperm cells as it matures. Human reproductive cells contain a full complement of 46 chromosomes. Mature human sperm cells contain 23 chromosomes. That's the haploid number as opposed to the diploid number of 46. As the sperm cells develop from the immature, shapeless form, they begin to grow a flagellum and reduce the amount of cytoplasm inside the cell. As the sperm cells mature, they move slowly into the epididymis, an organ that lies near the testis. Let's look at figure 2 now. Where they complete their development. They complete their development in the epididymis. Sperms are not built to last. Those not released for reproduction die within a few days and are replaced by newer cells from the testes. Scavenging white blood cells scour the epididymis, removing older sperm cells and those that have died. Fertilization. It says in mammals, fertilization is internal. Each egg is fertilized by one sperm. The sperm uses its store of chemicals to enter the egg, but the egg permits only the head of the sperm to enter. The body remains outside. As soon as one sperm has entered, the egg puts up a barrier that other sperm cannot break through. Once inside the egg, the sperm's nucleus merges with the nucleus of the egg. In humans, the fertilized egg has 46 chromosomes, 23 from the egg and 23 from the sperm. Hormones and male sex production. Up until week 7 following fertilization, human male and female embryos are identical in appearance. Then, a chemical messenger, a hormone, is sent from the brain to stimulate the development of sexual structures. After birth, the reproductive organs of both male and female produce low levels of sex hormones. These sex hormones continue to influence the development of male and female characteristics. However, reproductive organs are not capable of producing mature sex cells until puberty. Puberty is a period of rapid growth and sexual maturity. It usually takes place in humans between 9 and 15 years of age. During that time, humans display a wide variety of physical changes in the males. The amount of testosterone, a hormone secreted by the testes, increases. Testosterone stimulates sperm development. 2 other hormones are important in sperm development. Both of these hormones are released by the pituitary gland in the brain. Luteinizing hormone, or capital L, capital H, causes special testes cells to produce testosterone. Follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH, capital F, capital S, capital H, acts directly on the reproductive cells in the testes, causing them to divide and produce sperm. The FSH also causes the reproductive cells to absorb testosterone. Let's look at figure 3 for a moment. All right, figure 3, hormones in the male reproductive system. So it starts in the brain, in the pituitary gland. The pituitary releases LH and FSH. The FSH helps sperm-producing cells absorb testosterone. LH stimulates cells that produce the hormone testosterone. There's the testis, which is singular, testes is plural. Testis releases testosterone. Testosterone stimulates sperm-producing cells in the testis. Then the testosterone inhibits production of FSH and LH. So that's the cycle. Figure 3, hormones in the male reproductive system. Figure 3 shows how these hormones interact in a feedback system. Testosterone secretion and sperm production usually continues for the rest of the male's life. Males over 90 have been known to father children. So, a special note, make sure that you look at the pictures very carefully, and that includes all of the labels and the captions for everything. Very, very important, and they really do explain. The pictures in this section are quite good. A couple of do-you-knows. The male sperm cell is dwarfed by the much larger female egg cell. In humans, the egg cell is 100,000 times larger than the sperm cell. Also, did you know, if you untwisted a seminiferous tubule, it would measure approximately 70 centimeters in length. Okay, I'll be back in a moment for sex cell development in females. Have a good day.